Thank you all for coming to the post-game press conference. Final score, Charlotte 69, South Florida 61. Coach, would you like to begin with any opening statements?
Extremely proud of the guys, happy for the guys. I know it's not been a pleasant patch here for us, and but I will say this, the guys have worked really hard every single day, going through it, having an understanding that you can get better while you're not having the results you want. The last couple of days of practice were great. I thought we did some excellent things against Memphis that, you know, you're building towards something, and as we say, we're building to become something. You know, and it was a great effort against a really good team. Obviously, the defending conference champs, and you know, with a lot of guys returning, and just proud of the guys to get the result tonight.
Coach, how's it feel to get this win? And for you, how does it feel to get the win now?
It's amazing. You know, it's like Coach Fern said, it's hard to win. We've been going through a tough patch as a team, but one thing I can say is we stuck together, and it's been rough, but as long as you got each other, you can just keep pushing and just keep fighting for the next day.
Yeah, and it is difficult, right? You can't go through this by yourself. You got to go through it as a team, and lean on each other. You know, we all have our ups and downs as you go through patches like this. And look, you have ups and downs when you have success too, like you do. And because it's not like every single player on the team's always playing at elite level. That's the team game, right? You go through that ride of the roller coaster of a season just individually with your form. But you've got to keep putting in work every day. And you've got to put it in individually. You've got to put it in as a team. And the guys have done that. Like, we've really identified some areas that we knew we need to get better at about 5-6 weeks ago, and we've been working with it, and it's not going to come overnight. It's slowly getting better, and you know, we able to get across the line tonight.
One of the major improvements was the rebounding. What impact did that have on this game?
I mean, massive. You know what I mean? Keeping them off the glass. I challenged our guys to grab 10 offensive rebounds. I mean, you know, obviously you can, you know, collect a lot of defensive rebounds when you're, you know, they shot 22% in the second half. There's a lot of defensive rebounds to be had. But you've also got to keep their size off the glass and their aggression. And you know, just playing them last year, you know, they're physical and relentless, and they were that again tonight. They're not going to go away, and you've got to keep fighting. So it's an area for this team that has to be a massive concentration point. And obviously we'll get challenged mightily on the road these next couple of games, keeping these teams off the glass, and you know, and we've got to go get on the glass too. So excellent effort tonight.
You had 4 starters with double digits. What did that impact have, and what did you see from the team there? And then, of course, player next to you was almost at a triple-double. What did you see from him?
Well, I mean, you know, I never like my teams to have just a star. I don't think you can win that way. Obviously, it's, you know, fun and games for that one person when you're on a team like that, but that's not team basketball. This is a team game. You want multiple scorers, multiple threats. A big theme, obviously, and point of emphasis for this team is ball movement and how can you help someone succeed. You know, it's not about you trying to succeed. How can you help someone succeed? And so when we move the ball well, and obviously G is a massive part of that, because, you know, the 5s in our system are part of that. And that's why I wanted to come here, because you need to have the ball in his hands a lot to make plays and move the ball from side to side and get it inside out. I think what he'll learn from tonight it's probably the closest he's probably been to a triple-double in his college career, I would say. That when he plays like that and can have numbers like this, you know, we're going to be a difficult team to beat. But also it can go the other way if he doesn't move the ball that way. And Dean and Alex and Nick, those guys that play the 5, because the ball comes through them a lot. So, yeah, excellent tonight. I mean, if he made a couple of free throws, he would have double-digit points, and I'm probably sure I could find find an assist somewhere from the game there, he probably would have had a triple-double. That's on him. He got to make his free throws, you know. So he'll have to get back to the drawing board with that. But I would say on his free throws this year, he's probably shooting a career high on that too, I would say. You know, so he's made some big improvements in his game. And, yeah, but back to your question, he's obviously a huge part of us moving the ball and getting multiple guys scoring.
Giancarlo, what did you see tonight? And is it going to itch at you that you didn't get the triple-double, or is that just more motivation to try and get it in the future?
The triple-double pending. But I would say my teammates played hard tonight. Man, them guys, they hit shots. We really played hard. We played desperate. You know, that group, like I said, it's been a rough patch. But the group stayed together, and we got a lot more basketball to play. And we got to be playing our best basketball at the right time in March.
Coach, what can your team build off of this win and try and turn it around and build off some momentum?
I think just concentrating on the areas we're talking about. We got to take care of the ball. We didn't do a good enough job of that tonight. Rebounding the ball, got to be excellent at that. You got to be excellent with your transition defense. They're one of the best teams in the country at scoring in transition, so we did a very good job of that tonight. We got to keep getting better at shooting the ball. You know, we've shot the ball better the last couple of games. You know, second half, I thought we generated excellent shots in the first half against Memphis, but didn't knock them down. Then second half we did. Then tonight was a little better again, which was reflective in our shooting percentages. But it can still improve, and we're working very hard at it at practice, and that's going to be consistent. Just fighting for each other. We know we've got a tough road double coming up here, and against the top two teams in the league. So, you know, the guys will, we've got to find a way to build off this and keep finding ways to improve. You know, like G said, we've got to be playing at the right time. I mean, Temple's obviously an excellent example of this from last year. I mean, they struggled through the regular season and new coach there, but he obviously did a phenomenal job of keeping them together and keeping them believing, and they make it all the way to the final of the conference tournament. You know, they're one game away from going to the tournament. And that's what it's about. I think you need to be playing well at the right time in any sport. And obviously you see in the NFL playoffs right now, some of these teams have had excellent seasons and haven't been able to get across the line when it really matters. So that's always the challenge. I think it's always difficult just to keep the motivation right. When you're struggling, it's also keeping the motivation right when you're succeeding. We probably wobbled in that place a little bit towards the end of last year. It's easy to go very negative in this situation this year, but the guys have been excellent with it. We know we've got a long way to go, but you learn a lot through this. You learn a lot about yourself, and I did challenge them with this about 3 weeks ago. I said, well, we'll find out what we're made of collectively, and we'll find out what we're made of individually where you go. If you stay together, well, then we'll keep getting better. If you don't, then things become a problem. So guys have been excellent, and just got to keep chipping away.
Thank you all. That concludes tonight's press conference.